So today's probe is called Habitat Change. Does someone want to read it out loud?
I will.
Okay.
So just like the section?
Yeah.
Okay. A small, short-furred gray animal called a devo lives on an island. This island is the only place on Earth where devos live. The island habitat is warm and provides plenty of the devo's only food, tree ants. The devos live high in the treetops, hidden from predators. One year, the habitat experiences a drastic change that lasts for most of the year. It became very cold and even snowed. All of the ants died, the trees lost their leaves, but plenty of seeds and dried leaves were on the ground.
Okay, so let's go around and everybody can get what they chose for their answer.
So I circled them all
Okay.
because I wasn't sure if I was supposed to do it like the next generation or like in future generations what would happen. So I just kind of thought that maybe in the future they could have learned to survive if a few of them survived in the first thing. That's what I did.
I did that the devos switched to eating seeds and the devos died because I felt like if they, not smart enough, but the ones who thought to try a different food source would live, but then the other ones who were well, my food source died, so I'm just not going to eat would be the ones died off, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't have it. So.
Okay. Do you have any, so, looking at the answers, do you think
Do you
you
want to
know?
read it?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh, I thought you had a paper, sorry. So, in the explanation it says that technically all of them can be the correct answer, like you said, but the best answer is E, the devos died. So that comes to my question. When you hear the term adapt or adaptation, what do you think of?
How do you describe
I
it?
think of their
Adapting without
bodies
saying
changing
that.
or
Yeah.
some characteristic changing.
Okay. So for this, if the devos' environment changed slowly instead of so drastically, do you think they would have survived? Why or why not?
Yeah, because they probably wouldn't have been able to adapt to it.
Mhm.
They probably would have gotten used to how things were changing, but since everything popped up
Happens so
on them,
suddenly.
Yeah.
Okay.
they didn't have a chance. They just didn't change.
Did y'all want to add something?
I think the same exact thing.
Yeah, could it be gradually, and so they could move with it, I guess.
Yep. So the misconception here is that students think that individual organisms can adapt to changes in their environment so suddenly, but like you said in your explanation, it won't happen drastically for them. The adaptation will take time for the organisms. So as the population together, they could adapt to the environment, but for the devos individually, they could not, so that's why they died. What are some features of plants and animals that allow them to survive in their environments?
Fur and thick fat for animals that live in cool weather. No, I can't think of any others.
So what are some of the physical characteristics, do you think?
Color.
Color.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you think color helps with their environment?
Sometimes they can blend in with their environment.
Camouflage.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything
If it's
Size.
yeah,
else? Size.
or stuff to defend, like rhinoceros things have the whatever it's called to defend themselves, I guess.
Or beaks and feet and all that to help them eat.
Yeah.
So, y'all just answered my next question, I guess. How do you think physical characteristics and inherited behaviors contribute to an organism's survival in its environment?
Yeah, they use what they have.
Defenses, some of them have poison.
Yep.
Kill their prey.
Or venom.
Venom.
No poison.
You're right.
So, in what ways do we, as organisms, depend on our environment? How do we depend on it?
We breathe.
Air.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
We eat.
we eat. Yeah.
Like plants.
Yeah.
And like other animals like kill off other things. So it's like overpopulation, I guess. Like bugs. If there wasn't something to eat all the bugs, it'd be like overpopulation.
Do you think that other organisms would have been able to adapt better than the Devos since they only ate ants? Do you think other organisms could have changed?
Yeah, I do, because they're like, oh, at least in this picture, I know it's imaginary, but like their long snout thingy, like, I'm just not sure how, like,
Are they supposed to be like anteaters?
I think so, yeah.
but like in trees. But like, I think like just having them eat ants, it would have been like a little bit better if they had different like resources of like foods, like bears do like plants and then nuts and like, birds and like all different things. So like their one source died. So
And it's kind of like their snout can only accustom to like
Yeah.
ants. Yeah. Good. Okay.
you might have a little sneaky mouth underneath there that we just don't see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So what are some of the basic needs that we need?
Water,
Food.
Food.
air.
Shelter.
And do you think organisms are able to adapt to drastic changes instantly? Why or why not?
Mm.
I think like maybe if you are like you know how there's always like different like size, color, everything. Like if you have like a polar bear who happens to be born that year that has really thin like layers of fat, he might be able to survive because he wouldn't have been able to survive in like his actual habitat. I don't know. I think that could work.
Good, thank you.
And like with deer, you know how like since North Carolina is really like rural and they're starting to build on their habitat, they're still surviving, but they're just learning how to survive without their habitat.
In like smaller areas too.
In neighborhoods.
Yeah. All right, Cindy.